Hi everyone. What's everybody making for dinner? I don't know what you're all making for dinner, but I'm trying to get mine ready. Hope it doesn't take too long. The onion is starting to fight me. People actually give up on cooking because of onions. They're like, I am not putting up with that torture. So funny. I had someone like today, somebody was like on Instagram saying that is emotional abuse. There's no way onions are making him cry like that. It's not fair. Of course it was a joke, but still, it was funny. So I, on the other hand, is just crying with one side of the eye. Yeah, so I'm just, actually when you wash them, you don't get to wash them after you cut. Don't wash them when they're whole, because when they're whole, like the juice hasn't come out, so you're still gonna get the sting in your eye. So you just wash them after you cut them. You should wash them so you wash away the liquid that actually makes your eye watery. So those two are washed. I'm going to prepare some rice, some pork, and some side veg. I hope it doesn't take long. So, for somebody who asked my country, this is my country. If you know the flag, this is it. Yeah. So once you wash the onions, you notice that I'm not crying because the onion juice is gone. Yeah, so that's the main reason why you should wash it after you cut, because if you wash it before that, then in fact you're doing zero work. Also, the more I'm crushing them, the more the liquid is burning my eyes. Okay. So I don't want them stuck here. Once I finish the cutting. I'm gonna put them aside. Yeah. Also guys, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm really trying to grow the channel, and any subscription is highly appreciated. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is the tomatoes and the bell peppers. I don't know if I still have red bell peppers. Let me just check and then I'll be back very soon. So I'm out of red bell peppers, but still that's fine because we have our tomato here. It's going to give us the color we are looking for. Yeah, so first make sure you're really washing your veggies and your tomatoes, your onions. Make sure you're washing everything. So I'm going to leave one for the stew, and the other one I'm going to keep for the rice. So since I'm starting with the rice, okay, I'm just going to finish up everything for the rice. Yeah. So everybody that is saying hi to me, hi. I'm sorry I can't pay attention to the messages, but I acknowledge your presence. I know that you're there, and thank you for joining me. Yeah, so I'm always making this live stream cooking because I enjoy cooking. It's something that I wanted to do as a profession, but unfortunately that didn't go as planned. So I have turned my passion into this now. So get to showcase to you the meals you can make for dinner, mostly because that's the only time I can stream, and every other day I do like streaming for workouts at the gym live, and on Saturday I rest from the gym and I am at home, so I do dance fitness challenges, dance fitness sessions for basically just fun, and also like to keep active, like it's just an exercise. So it doesn't matter how you're dancing, as long as you're enjoying the music and you're moving your body and you're sweating, that's all that counts. So I do them on Saturdays, and every evening I do this live cooking sessions. So yeah, I appreciate everybody that has been engaging me in the channel and just basically keeping me company while I do all this. Yeah, so if you're here, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate everybody that does. Okay, so I'm just gonna set these aside. And the next thing we're going to do is we're gonna grate the tomatoes. Oh, I don't think this is enough for this. Also, if in case you're wondering like why am I using too many plates, well, I do this thing where I wash everything that I've used while I cook, so that at the end of the meal preparation I don't have too many dirty dishes, so it's fine. Okay, so we're just gonna grate our tomato, and we're grating it with this side that is this side. Okay, it's the most easiest part to use. The other sides are too tiny or too big. Okay, so that's what we're doing. And since I started grating my tomatoes for cooking instead of just cutting them, it's I've realized that you don't get to bump into the tomato strings and all that when you're eating, and it's really, really comfortable. It makes the meal very comfortable to eat. Also, it blends into the meal completely, so you don't get to worry about that. So it's one of the reasons why I actually started using a grater instead of a knife. Yeah. It's a really, really nice way to cut your tomatoes. Yeah, it's like you're blending them, but without a blender. So this is the skin that is left. As you can see, it's a big skin, and this would have made so much strings into the food. But now that I've taken it out, it's going to be a different story. So I am done with the grater for now, and since I don't want it to make a mess, I'm just going to rinse it. Yeah. Everything you use, you rinse. If it's not something you can wash right away, rinse it and put it aside so you can maybe use it again. Yeah. So this goes again on the side. Tomatoes and onions, I'm done with that. And before I start chopping the veggies, I'm just going to finish up with this. Okay, so basically since I'm making the rice, I'm going to start with it so that we can continue while it cooks. So I'm frying my rice today, okay? I am going to fry my rice again. So yeah, instead of just making plain rice, I have decided to make it differently. Oh, where did I put them? Hi. You're in the office tomorrow, right? Okay. Oh boy. No. What does she want? You didn't pick her? Great. So, let me start washing my veggies while I wait for the pan to heat up. I'm really making less veg today because, yeah, we need different type and we ran out of veggies anyway, so. just 2 carrots. The next thing I'm doing is chopping the cauliflower. And yep. That's how I test my oil. I'm just going to dump some water into it, and like when it pops, I'm like, you're not ready. Just be careful when you're cutting your carrots like this. You might interfere with your finger. Is that hot? Now that's what I like to hear. So my onion has turned a bit of brown, and that's what I want. Like, I don't want all of them to actually turn. That would look terrible in the rice. It would look like some maybe insect got in or something like that. But if only a few of them turn brown, that's fine. So I just added my tomatoes, if you notice, and then I'm going to add some salt so that the process can speed up. You just have to be careful not to eat too much. That is just to help soften it. Yeah. You know, it helps to soften, and like it helps to soften it faster actually. So it's not just softening it, but within a short period of time it will be done because the sauce got involved. So you just need to cut them in biteable sizes. Don't cut them too small or too tiny. Just biteable sizes, okay? Okay. Now that they have smoothened out, I'm going to add the water, and since I'm making rice, and like I've always said in this channel, depending on what amount, what measurement you've used for the rice, just make double the water of that. So what am I saying? I'm saying, like, if you've used this glass to measure your rice, you're gonna put 2 glasses of water for the rice. Okay? It helps the rice cook very nicely without any clumps or whatever. So whatever measurement you're using to measure your rice, you're gonna double the water of that container that you've used for the rice measurement. Okay? So I am thinking of making like 1 1/4 or a half cup. So I'm going to put 2 cups of water plus the 3rd cup that is supposed to be covering the other half that I'm adding, okay? And sometimes after you've measured the water, just put like extra 1/4 of water just in case, maybe you covered the rice, or maybe like really you forgot to, I don't want to say forgot to wash, but like this is the margins, like you're adding it just in case. I don't know if you can see it from here, it's not visible, but it's like here, that's the extra water that I'm adding. So I just added that. So I used the glass because it's the same size, it's the same amount of rice that goes into this cup. So basically this cup, the liters of water that get into this cup is equal to the glass. So I am going to put my rice in a cup. So I'm putting 1 cup and a half, because I used 3 glasses of water plus a small 1/4, which was just for in case maybe evaporation or I let it boil too fast and I lose some steam in the process, okay? So let's measure our rice. And then you're gonna see how nice this rice looks like. It's actually done. And you're gonna see that it cooks with the exact amount of water that I told you. Yeah, so yeah. So here we try to make our recipes very simple and very understandable for everyone. So this was the 1 cup, and then this is the 1/4, the half that I've added. So 1 cup and a half. That's what I'm making. And the water was 3 glasses, because the half cup rice is 1 cup water. 1 cup rice is 2 glasses of water. If you get them up. Okay, so my water is already boiling, and I'm trying to rinse my rice. Always rinse your rice, by the way, because from the farm to the factory to your table, it has been through a lot. Okay, so just always rinse your rice before you put it in the pot, before you start cooking it. Make sure it's clean. Yes. So the reason why my water boiled faster is because I used warm water from the tap. Yeah, and so it went straight up to boiling. Okay. A lot of people get confused, like how to measure rice water, but it's actually very simple. And then, like, don't confuse the rice when you're cooking it, like changing the heat to high, medium, back, off and on. No, like just cook it in the normal temperature you are cooking it in. After the water has reduced and now it's under the rice and you can feel like it's less on top, that's when you're supposed to interfere with the heat. You're supposed to start. Yeah, I think my salt is fine, but I'm gonna add just a little bit because it's a big fry. Okay, I think that's enough. Yeah, so the only time you're supposed to actually be interfering with the heat is after it has boiled and like it is below the rice now, you know. That's when you're supposed to like change the heat. The problem is people, they want to mess up with the heat from the start and then the rice starts getting confused like, what's happening, you know, what are you doing? Yeah, so you can either choose to cover it or not cover it. The choice is yours. I cover sometimes because I'm cooking next to it. Yeah, so I'm gonna cover mine and then pay attention to the water decreasing, okay? Very important. Just pay attention to the water decreasing. Yeah. So if anybody has a question, you can ask. Yeah. Okay, so our veggies are ready, cut, waiting to be steamed. I always steam my veg. I boil water, I dip them in, especially the broccoli and the cauliflowers. I boil water, I dip them in, because you can never wash them clean. You know, the calcs that they have, the water, it's so hard to penetrate them with like cold water. Yeah, so the steaming is also what I use to like wash them, which is a good way of also like cooking them halfway, like you're blanching them. Yeah. So this will add this veggie that came with it. Has to add into some color. Okay, so that's done. We're going to add another tomato, but not for the veggies. This is not going to be just for the other dish that you're making. So somebody asked me what am I making, flaglock. Yeah, your name is flaglock. I don't know if that's a real name, but okay. So I'm making some rice, some fried rice, some chopped stew, pork stew, and some fried pork, spicy fried pork, and I'm also making veggies on the side. So that's what we're making for today, okay? Okie dokie. I'm going to turn this in here just to reduce the traffic. Both of them actually. The bowl is bigger. And then I'm going to grate another tomato for the stew. Yes, I don't want to add tomatoes into this, though they will still look great. If you want to add tomatoes, it will still look great. Like just use tomatoes and onions. Fry your onions, add the tomatoes, and then the paste you can add. The veggie after you steam it. Please don't cook it without steaming it, it's so hard then. So let me just blend another tomato so I can finish up before I start cutting the beef, the meat. Use the top part, that's like a scar. So if you ever run out of ideas like what do you cook for dinner, what would you like to eat today, just come to our channel. We have done so many dinner preparations and you can just look through them. And they're easy to make meals. I don't complicate my meals because I used to watch channels of how people cook and sometimes they just put too many ingredients that you can't actually find, even though the meal will still be great, even with less ingredients. So yeah, I mean, I respect the fact that they do that and I'm happy for them. But sometimes people are just looking for something simple, and if you're that person who's just basically looking for something simple, well, you're in the right place. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can always see when we're making dinner. Maybe if you don't have an idea what you want to make tomorrow, then you can use it for today. Okay? Yeah. You're not sure what you want to cook tomorrow? Maybe you can consider what we're making today, or what we made yesterday, or what we've been making before. If you're new to this channel, we're always doing live stream for cooking. I'm doing live stream for fitness, and I'm doing live stream for dance fitness every Saturdays. Every day of the week, I'm doing live stream for fitness and live cooking. So it's always 2 live stream per day. Okay? So we're done with the tomato for the stew. We're gonna put it aside. I'm just going to now rinse the grater because I'm like completely done with it now. And to make things easy, every time you use something, just make sure you're rinsing it and putting it aside, because it saves you a lot of time and energy when you're actually done cooking. Otherwise, you finish your cooking and the kitchen is dirty, you're exhausted, everything is a mess, you're just tired. Yeah, usually I feel like that when I'm done cooking. So my secret to deal with that is just basically clean things as I move. I clean things while I move along. So yeah, that is how I do it. I hope you can try that as well. Makes everything more easier. I'm just gonna keep this. So yes, our rice is boiling nicely. I'm just gonna check up on it. Yeah. So always do this so that the top part can also like be mixed together in the meal and it can actually cook. Because sometimes it cooks and the top part is like dry. Sometimes it's either dry or like it hasn't like soaked in enough water, and that is another thing you need to watch out for. So I was defreezing my meats here. I'm just gonna slice it now. Going to be enough. Yes. So if I start cutting it, I'm gonna have to wash it. Yeah. This is done. Taking it back. So, like I said, the water is reduced. It's now under the rice. Yeah, and you can hear that sound of the rice trying to stick up from the bottom. And this is when you reduce your. This is now literally when you're supposed to reduce the heat. Yeah, because everything is cooked. It's just waiting for the water to actually dry up. So it was on a 6, which is the highest for my cooker. I'm going to turn it to a 4 because I literally just need it to dry up. I'm going to turn it to a 4, like, yes, it's on a 4. So gradually I'm going to keep turning it to dry up, okay? Next thing I need to do is get my veggies to a boil, to a steam. So I'm going to have to put them in some boiling water, and I need that water to start because the only thing we are left with is the meat, and that's it. Also, just because you've reduced the heat for the rice doesn't mean you don't pay attention to it. Make sure you're watching it, so because at some point that heat needs to go down again and you have to do that. Okay? So basically you're constantly watching it. You're babysitting the rice because it's just a baby. So since I'm making pork, I like my pork to be really crispy in the pan. Like, I don't like to see it and like when I put it in the pan, I want it to turn brown. So I don't like to see a huge percentage of it not turning brown. Yeah, so because the minute I put the tomatoes, it needs to meet the dry parts of the pork. Yeah. And also you're not supposed to put like soup on a pork, okay? I know maybe a lot of people don't know that, but you're not supposed to. It's not nice. It defeats the purpose of making it crispy. So we're waiting for our water for the veggies to warm up, boil up, so we can pass them up. Then the next thing we're gonna do is the pork. So I guess it's not gonna take that long today. And yeah, the best part is always also seeing how it's made from scratch and then seeing how it's presented in the end. I'm somebody who cares about food and not just how it's cooked, but I also care about how it's presented. Okay, so I'm done cutting my pork. I'm just gonna rinse it up. Yeah, I will put it in this and then just clean it up. While it waits for the water to boil. Okay, that's done. So guys, while you watch, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm really trying to grow my channel and your subscription is appreciated. Yeah, now you can hear my rice has dried up and now I literally need to turn off the heat because the water is gone completely. Yes, and we don't want it to start burning. So since it's completely dry, I'm literally moving to the other side because the stove is still hot. Yeah. While we wait for the water to boil, I'm just gonna rinse up a few things. Yeah, then I remember I need onions. I need another set of onions for this final finale. For these two that are left. Yes. And I have two sides of the chopping board, so I'm not using the same side to chop everything at once. Abdul is asking, what is that? It's pork. I'm making pork. I'm making some pork, some spicy fried pork with some rice and some veggies on the side. For anybody that missed that, I'm making some spicy fried pork with some rice and some veggies on the side. Yes. Yeah, but you can stick around and see the presentation, see how we cook it from scratch. Yeah, so it's always good to know that nothing was used out of the ordinary. And so you can try these meals at home. You can see for yourself if they're tasty. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, so our veggie water has come to a boil, and now we're just going to steam the veggies. Yes. Remember, this steaming is also a process of washing them, because the cauliflowers are hard to wash. Yes, the cauliflowers, the broccolis, they're always hard to wash. You can never be sure the water has made it to their pearls, so you have to dip it in hot water just to be certain that you have done a good cleaning job, okay? The next thing I'm going to do, because I am steaming them, remember, is not to let them boil there. I'm just turning them around to make sure they are submerged in the water and the water is like doing what I want the water to do, which is both clean them up and steam them, okay? Yeah, so that's enough. Just going to run it through the water for like maybe maximum 2 minutes or 1.5 minutes. And then this is a sieve, so it goes through, it's open at the bottom. You're just going to pass them through and then pick them up again. When you're done, they should have their color, their original color, and they should be clean as well. So that's what we're aiming for them to be cleaned up and still maintain their color, which is very important because it's always nice during presentation. It looks amazing, and that's what I'm aiming for. Like, yo. Okay, so now the next thing is we set our veggies on the side, and our pan goes right up at the cook because the veggies I'm going to cook them last. Since if I cook them now, they're going to change the color, and usually I try to keep that color as long as possible. Yeah, so I'm going to wait for the hot oil to come to the right temperature before starting to drop in my pork. Yeah. So remember, everything you're using, you're cleaning as you go. Whatever you use, you clean, because when you're done cooking, you're going to be so exhausted. You don't have the energy to start fighting with the dishes again, except the only dishes you're going to use for serving. So I always do this because I'm trying to save myself the hassle. Yeah, so everything I'm done with, I rinse them out and I put them back. Not yet. That's how I test it. So I'm just going to cut another onion. One more onion for the road. This is going to be for both the meat and the veggie. Yes. Yep, that's it. That's the one we were waiting for. So just gonna dump these babies over here. That is dramatic. Just be careful not to burn yourself here. Yep. So I'm coming to a final stop for things that are getting chopped, things that are getting burned, food that is screaming, food that is trying to fight, and food is fighting you. I know. The oil was like, who are you? Who are you? Why are you here? Yeah, it's had a lot of water, so I'm just gonna wait for that to drain actually. So we're gonna turn them. Before that I can't because it's just going to be another soapy dish and pork needs to actually dry up. You need it to actually dry up. This, you don't make pork with soup or anything. It's not the same. It's horrible. Okay, so our kitchen is clean. We're just waiting for the final wheels to finish up so we can move on to the next ones. Okay. God. How do you feel?
Well, you get that coat on the, like, the feet when you play.
Okay. I don't know, I don't think I've done anything.
I think I did.
I doubt you did.
I think I did.
But they like people with two. What are they asking now? You paid when? 16?
Okay.
14, and today is 24. What are they asking now? Okay, so now I'm just flipping them over to the other side that was not on the bottom. My Lord. Oh, tasty. Ooh. Ooh. This is trying to kill me. Trying. So if you want your pork to come out perfectly, please, never add oil, never add, sorry, I said oil, never add water to it. It doesn't taste as fine as it does when you just let it like crispy fry itself. And then you can add all the tomatoes, the onions, anything else, but just not water. Water just like makes it soft, like soggy, like becomes gummy looking. Yeah, you can add anything just as long as you don't add water. Water just messes the whole thing up. It is so hot today. I'm constantly drinking water. I'm running out, coming back, running out. You might eat something that is small. Okay guys, so I've turned our pork like several times on both sides. I am trying to have this pork crispy. The aroma is already nice, smells really good, I must tell you that. Yes, so I'm just gonna add in the onions, tomatoes, the green bell peppers, and then add in some sauces, and then we're good to go because I wanted it to be crispy in the first place. So yeah. Let's just add some onions. I'm going to leave this portion of onions for the veggies. Yes, it's very, very nice. I'm just going to show you in a minute what I was aiming for and how it should look on your plate, on your pan as well when you're cooking. So this is what I was aiming for. See the brown color? Yes, that is what I wanted. So That means it's cooked on both sides and it's crispy enough to stand on its own. It's not gonna get too slimy and slippery when you serve it, when you're eating it. Yeah, and here it comes. So we're just gonna let the onion sit for a while, soak in the oil. Yes, the aroma is lovely. The next thing I'm gonna add is the green bell peppers, just because I want them to soak up. Usually I start with the tomatoes, but today I'm gonna start with the green bell peppers. So our bell peppers are also soaked in the oil. The next thing I'm going to add is the tomatoes that I grated. And yes, they come with their own juice, so that should not scare you because it's not like you added water. Plus, it's going to actually get sucked in with the beef, with the meat, so don't worry about that. Yeah, so if you wanted to speed up the cooking process for the tomatoes, just add some salt and it will melt the tomatoes faster, which will make us proceed to the next step, which is adding some other sauces. Okay, be careful not to put too much salt because I don't know how you can reverse that. Yeah, if it was a vegetable, maybe you could add some milk, but with beef stews, I don't know what to do. Okay. I love it when it's just the stew that comes from the veggies, the tomatoes, the bell peppers, and the onions. Yes, it's very little, but also very like consistent stew, which is nice. Yeah, because it has like all these flavors from the meal. So I'm just gonna taste if my sugar, if my salt is enough. I think you can add a little bit more. Yes, but the tomatoes have softened up. That's what we are aiming at. Okay. It looks lovely, guys. Actually, you can serve it like this, but since I like to add in some sauces, just to increase on the taste and the aroma, I am going to add on the sauces. But the way it is, it's actually okay. You can actually serve it that way. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to add is the hot and sweet sauce. Hot and sweet sauce. This is Thai sweet. Yeah, it's like Thai style, hot and sweet. And some teriyaki sauce. I'm going to put a little drop of teriyaki because it's not like we need it that much. We just need it for some faraway flavors. So like that's enough. Also, this is also building the thick paste of stew that you're looking for. Okay. And some hot and sweets. That's it. So we need it. Then I'm going to show you how it looks in the end. How nice it turns out. So I'm going to show you how it looks like actually before it dries up. So this is how it actually looks like. I did not add any water to this meal. You saw me cook it. The stew is consistent, it's thick, it's tasty, it's amazing. So that's what we are looking for. Okay? You don't need to add too much water and then you get bored with the food. You need them to be crunchy in the mix of that. Okay, so I'm just gonna cover this up and then put it aside, then fry the veggie, and then we're done. And then ready for presentation, guys. Right? Just gonna let it sit there for a while. Yes, so just making it. So we are almost serving, guys. Stick around so you can see the whole presentation. You already saw how it was made from scratch, and you can see the transformation of the meal actually. So our pork is done. I'm going to set it aside. Then we can start with the veggie. At this point, the way it is, if you had coriander leaves, like fresh coriander chopped, you should add it on top, but don't cover it so that the coriander doesn't change color. It always looks nice. It's like a garnish on top. Okay, so the next thing I am going to do is wait for the pan to heat up, add some oil, then do our veggies. We basically need them to just kiss the pan like on the out, because I'm trying to maintain the green color. They're already steamed up, so they're good. They're cooked, okay? They're cooked for me, so yeah. I don't think this is heated enough yet. Let me give it a bit of time. So yeah, guys, I'm always doing these live stream sessions every single day in the evening for live cooking. During the day, I do a live stream for fitness at the gym, yeah. And on Saturday, I rest from the gym, and during that Saturday, I am doing dance fitness sessions at home. So if any of that is something that interests you, or maybe you just like to support our channel, what we would like for you to do is just to subscribe to the channel, because we are trying to grow the channel into something big for everybody to watch, everybody to entertain themselves. Either way, if you're maybe somebody who wants to go start a fitness journey and you don't know where to start, well, we're here for you. Also, like the meal preparations also is important, like you watch what you're eating. Yeah, so that's what we do here. And the dancing part is just for fitness, so it doesn't matter how you're dancing, as long as you're shaking your body, you're sweating, you're doing great. Yeah. So please just subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, tell us where you're watching us from, tell us how you found us maybe or something, anything. Just keep us engaged, yes. So my hands are clean. I'm just gonna grab these because I don't need my onions to turn. I just need them to soak in the oil, and they have done that. So I'm lifting this with my hands because there's water that has come out of the veggie when I was spraying it. So yeah, that's why I'm using my hands. I'll set it aside. Stick around for the presentation, guys. We're almost done. Okay? So basically for my veggies, I'm always putting onions. And you can put tomatoes if you'd like. You can put tomatoes, onions, whatever, everything. Grind the onions, add the tomatoes, add the veggie. but I'm always putting onions and then veggie, salt and black pepper. That's all I do. Literally all I do for the veggies, that's all. Everything else, it's just either different sauce. Like for the beef, I'm always doing oyster sauce. For the chicken, I'm always doing mustard. Is it mustard? No, it's not mustard. It's, what is this? I forgot the name. It's actually mustard. I do mustard, hot and sweet for the chicken. The chicken, I'm doing mustard and hot and sweet. And for the pork, I'm always doing teriyaki and hot and sweet. Like, all those three are different and they make the food taste differently. So if you're gonna try it, you should just pay attention to what you're putting where. And like, if you wanna experience with it, so if you wanna experiment with maybe a different sauce or a different spice, you're free to do that as well. So I just added the oil. The next thing I'm gonna add is the black pepper. And by the way, I remember I didn't add black pepper to my beef, so I'm just going to grind the black pepper and add some to my pork because my meals are always spicy. And the hot and sweet is chili and tomatoes, but then the black pepper also adds to the spice, so I just added some black pepper to that. Yeah, so my veggie is done. I'm ready for presentation. Just give me a few minutes. I'm going to show you how it looks like. You have to present your meals in a way that you'd like to see yourself served. So serve your meals in a way that they look appetizing to someone. Like somebody would just watch and want to eat. Like somebody would actually see your food and say, I want to try that. Like that tastes nice, okay? Without even eating it. So let's go straight to serving. I'm going to start with the veggie, then the rice, and then the pork, okay? So, this is not doing me service. Okay guys, so stick around for the serving. See how we're presenting it. So all my meals are done. I don't think today will take so long. So I'm just going to take a bit of this, place it on the plate. Some extra carrots on that. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is serve the rice. And our rice looks fine, amazing. And it's got single grain rice, so you know it's fine. You can tell it's amazing. The next thing we're serving is going to be the pork. You guessed it right. The next thing we serve is this. We want it to look nice. Remember, I did not add any water to this pork. Nothing. It was just sauces and veggies in it. The tomatoes, the onions, that was it. So yeah, you bet the soup is gonna slap because pork is not supposed to be added like water into it. Okay? You're not supposed to add water when you're cooking pork. Nobody boils pork. Why? Why would you do that? So guys, this is our meal. Yay! Just take a minute to look at it.
see how tasty that looks. So we have, let me just turn your camera here for a minute. Yeah. So we have our spicy pork over here, and we have our black pepper fried veggies on this side, and we have our fried rice on the side. So basically what I used for the rice was tomatoes and onions, and if I had red and green bell peppers, I would add to it if I wanted to at the end when the water was already like dried up. That's when you're supposed to add it. Yeah, so for the pork it was fried, dry fried, tomatoes, onions, basically it's onions, tomatoes, and then I added the green bell peppers. I let them simmer in there, and then the sauces that I used was hot and sweet sauce and teriyaki sauce. So I always use teriyaki and hot and sweet for pork, and that's what I did. And then I just added black pepper. There was nothing extra I added into it, and as you can see, it's glowing. Yeah. And for the veggie, it was, I steamed them, then I fried them, added onions, added the veggie, added black pepper and salt. That was it. And look at that. That's literally how it is. There's no water into this soup. There's nothing like water into that stew. So thank you guys so much for watching. Yeah, somebody says it looks nice. Jenny, hi Jenny. So thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We hope to see you soon again. Please have yourself a good night. Would you really try this meal at home? Would you try to make it for your family? Let us know in the comment section. Thank you so much. Bye.